Hey, what's up? This is Robin Adams, the co-founder of Footprint TV Network, which was recently acquired by Aru Brothers Studios and Ozzy Aru, the former president of Tyler Perry Studios. You are watching Amplified Exposure Live with Teresa B. Keep it locked. Don't turn it off. Ever.
Keep shining. Let it shine, shine like a diamond.
Good afternoon, Facebook. This is your girl, Teresa B, coming live and direct from Amplified Exposure Live. And today I have my wonderful guest, Mr. Jeff Brown from The Jeff Brown Show. He came on today, not just because he's one of the top podcasters in the world, but he came on today because he likes me. So for those of you that are out there in La La Land, TV Land, and all the other lands, welcome to the show. Give us 30 minutes. You might learn something. Hi, Mr. Brown.
Hey, what's good? Can you hear me? Am I coming loud and clear?
Yes. You are.
All right. Thank you for having me on your show and on your platform. I count it a privilege and an honor to hang out with you. Even though I know this is short-lived, but I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming on my show. So me and Jeff, we kind of sort of know each other from the Clubhouse gang, and I've been on his show, so I wanted to extend the favor and have him on my show because we know we about to blow up. So both of us had to have our shows already taped, so that way we can go back and say, I knew him when.
Absolutely.
Before you go to Oprah, I was trying to get to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate that because you going there too. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of when we gonna get there. We going. It's just when we gonna arrive. You know.
That's right.
And I'm believing shortly. Very shortly. You'll see us there.
Yeah, very shortly. Yeah, I got some upcoming projects, and I know you do too. So I can't wait to announce them down the line, and hopefully one day we'll get to work together because it's going to be some really dope stuff. But for now, let's talk about this awesome podcast that you have that is sweeping the nation. Tell the audience how you got started.
So how I get started, huh? My podcast came into existence about 3 years ago. We just recently celebrated our 3rd year anniversary on Valentine's Day. Actually, I started working with the thank you. I started working as an intern out of broadcasting college and school on a gospel radio show. Big shout out to my guy Ronnie Knight, who gave me my opportunity. He and a guy by the name of Darvio Morrow, who actually is my co-producer for the show from First Class Broadcasting. And the shows got canceled that I was on radio with Ronnie Knight. I had a sports show, a Christian sports show back then called OMG Sports, and it got canceled. And so I would use my Facebook platform as my radio show. You know, I was posting controversial things. I would post, things, how I felt, what was going on with current events, stuff about church, whatever it was. I was just using my platform to be that voice. And so several streaming stations, podcast, internet stations had reached out to me about the idea of doing my own podcast show. At the time, I wasn't really big on it, but when I went to school and graduated, they said that's what the wave of the future was going to be. So when I actually embraced it and tried to figure how I could work it, how I can build it and grow it organically, God gave me a plan to do it. He gave me the gift to speak, and I wind up going with. I eventually wind up going with FCB Radio Network, and since then, now, which was 3 years ago, now we're in the top 60 for Black culture on the biggest platform in the world for podcasting, which is iHeartRadio. We also chart. We recently had charted in the top 50 for Apple Podcasts in Canada. It's just been a blessing. But we're not just a podcast show, but we're also a traditional show as well for radio, syndicated on 3 FM stations, one in Kokomo, Indiana, Par 104.9 FM, 103.7 The Beat in Rockford, Illinois, and we recently just got picked up by Rhythm 105.9 FM in Sacramento, California, with over 1 million listeners a week. So we're excited about that. In addition to being syndicated as a podcast show, so we continue to grow. We continue to add wonderful guests like yourself that's been on the show to help us grow and get the word out. And that's what we've been doing. So that's how I started. So I've been really podcasting. I've been podcasting since I was a kid. Just running my mouth. My grandma always said, I can talk. That boy, she said, I know something ain't right with you, man, when you not talking. When you talking, I know all things are good. So that's what it is. That's what it is. So I'm just operating in my gift.
Awesome. So what were you doing before you went into radio? Did you have like a 9 to 5 or a particular job?
Oh, Jesus. So before I went into radio, I started in real estate years ago. Okay. But got into some legal trouble. I ain't gonna tell all my business, but anybody that know my story, they know my story. Wind up and eventually going to prison. Came home in 2013. Went to broadcasting school, and I was working at an auto mechanic shop. My cousin had an auto mechanic shop, and prior to that, I was doing phone sales. I'm doing telesales, phone services to sell protection plans for satellite dishes, right? And then I was working in an auto mechanic shop. And at the time, I was just really, I was excited about trying to figure out how to get in the business. But at the time, I had lost my love for real estate. So it was like I was kind of up and down on what I was going to do, because when you're gifted and you understand your purpose, but because you go through certain things in life, you feel like that's not it for you. That makes sense. Right. So you try to figure out what works. What can I replace this with? And the problem was that I couldn't replace it. God had already worked out for me. And so once I acknowledged that it couldn't be replaced because it's irreplaceable, God didn't take it back. He's not an Indian giver. I just had to trust him in the process. And so now I not only, again, am I successful as a syndicated radio show and podcast show, but I also have a successful home renovation business, and where we renovate homes in the urban community. And out of the one of the outlets, the local news outlets here, they said that we turn eyesores into showpieces, and such is life. Our life sometimes become an eyesore, but when we stay under construction and allow God to work on us, we become that showpiece that He has had, that He visualized us to be. So that's all. I'm just trying to become that showpiece that that God envisioned me to be.
A showpiece. I gotta use that one. I be stealing folks' stuff, right?
Yeah, you can use it. You go ahead. It's just a word. You know what I'm saying? It's just a word. You know what I mean? You can do it. Go ahead, use it.
Steal that. That sounded real good. That's something I can put in a book.
Absolutely.
A showpiece. So how did you get into the housing? And where do you live, by the way? What community are you serving right now?
So I live in Cleveland, Ohio. I live, that's where I'm from, but I live in the city of Shaker Heights. So when we renovate in Cuyahoga County, Cleveland, Slavic Village, different areas like that. Right now, we're renovating in Shaker Heights. Right now, some of our projects we're doing. Um, but the show is right here from Cleveland, Ohio. This is what we do. We're doing it virtual now, as you know, because of COVID. So we're not in the studio because of COVID, trying to stay safe and trying to, practice the social distance and do our part. But, I can't wait to get back to the studio. But until then, we try to do our best to work with what we have and ask God to bless it. But from Cleveland.
Okay. And I met so many people from Cleveland recently that I interviewed that are also on Clubhouse with us. So it's a lot of people with talent that came from Cleveland,
Yeah.
especially back in the late 80s and early 90s. Did you know these people before we had our little Clubhouse episodes?
Absolutely. They legends of the city. You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones that help lay a foundation for guys like myself. Even though I'm not a singer, but I'm in the entertainment industry. And guys like Joey Beans, Joe Little from the Rude Boys, and Dave Tolliver, and just different guys, Jason Champion, all these different guys, they laid the foundation for guys like myself and Jay Sean champions of the world and different ones like that here locally, that where we are, we're able to, have the success that we have, and we work for it and we earn it. We earn everything we do, and so we're a family here in Cleveland. So, it seems like sometimes us as Cleveland, we've always been known as the mistake on the lake, but that changed. We're not the mistake on the lake. We have some wonderful people here, and now we're called the blessing on the lake because a lot of our musicians and artists and guys like myself, we're blessing people all across this country and all across the world. And with our talent and our gift, so we're making impact not just here locally, but we're making it nationally and internationally. So big shout out to the 216 and all those that that continue to contribute and get better.
Yeah, I've interviewed most of them. I haven't interviewed Jason. I got to get in touch with him, but the other ones that you mentioned are very influential in my life. They do a lot of things. We work together on Clubhouse and do some interesting things with music. So shout out to Dave and Joey and all the big names out there that we kick it with. We try to kick it with on a daily basis, but
yeah, I can't be on your Clubhouse. It take up all your time. I can't do it. I got too much business. I got too much stuff going on right now. I be like, damn, I got the new.
But remember when we first all met, it was like we was on there for like 10 and 12 and 15 hours.
That's because there's nothing going on. Everything was shut down. Everything's still lightweight shut down, but it was the holiday. Everybody got on. The holiday, was slow. Everything was going on. So that was the time to get on there. Like, it was a party every day. You know what I'm saying?
It was. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But now, things is lightweight opened back up. Business back to business. Back to the grind. But Clubhouse definitely has been a blessing. I've met some phenomenal people there, women and men of influence like yourself, and it's good to be people that's really about their business. They not capping, they ain't wearing no caps and nothing like that. These are people like you said, we really are shaking and moving and doing the things you need to do, and I appreciate that. So it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. It's been dope.
Yeah, and I hope to have you back. I got another show in the works. I hope to have you back in person. I can't talk about it right now. That's my little secret. But when that show comes in the fall, please come back with you and your podcast crew. Can you give them a shout out? Because I know it was a male and a female when I went on that show. That time.
That's my crew. That's my lovely radio wife, Miss Sassy, and the referee, Darvio Morrow. He's a guy that, always blows his whistle. They try to keep me in line, but that's my show. So I get out of line, I get out of pocket. That's my show. So, they try to keep. Yeah, they try to keep me, I'm the guy. I say what everybody want to say, but they won't say it, so I say it. And they the ones that be like, oh, I can't believe he said that. Yes, I said it. So what? So that's me. I'm the guy that gets everybody in trouble on the show.
So if you're just now tuning in, this is Mr. Jeff Brown of the Jeff Brown Show. He is one of the best podcasts in the world. He's in the top 100 right now. He's 64. 64, right?
Top 60. So I'm like 50. Last time I checked, I was like 57, 58, somewhere in there. I mean, I'm in there. I'm in there.
Well,
Listen, that's out of 250. Listen, that's out of 250,000 podcasts on that platform.
That's amazing. That's nothing. That ain't small stuff. That's big stuff.
So we work. We working, taking it one day at a time. But I appreciate the love that you're showing, though. It's amazing. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And for those of you out there, if you have not been to his podcast, please go to.
You can go. Yeah. You can actually go to iHeartRadio, download it on your phone. If you have Android, it's available on Android and Apple products. You can download the iHeartRadio app. Also, you can download Apple Podcasts. We're all over. We're on all major podcasting platforms as well. If you're in Sacramento, California, you can listen to us. We'll be airing our show in the next week or so, our first episode on 105.9 FM. So you can check us out there. We're on 103.7 The Beat in Rockford, Illinois. So if you're in that area, make sure you tune into them. Just go to their website, check us out and, listen to us live stream. And then Kokomo, Indiana, 104.9 FM, the number one urban station in that city. So just hit us up if you're in that area. So, yeah.
So tell us, you've been on the show for 3 years. Tell us the most difficult guest that you've ever had and the most interesting guest that you've ever had on your show.
Most difficult guest. I'm not going to say she was difficult. I actually liked her. She was just very raw. Jane Elliott. If anybody's familiar with Jane Elliott, she's a motivational speaker and educator and lecturer that talks about equity and equality for blacks, but she's white. And she began to talk about, she's been talking about this. This has been her message for the last 45, almost 50 years, okay? Where she goes to audiences of the Caucasian persuasion, and she talks to them about the history of white supremacy and how it has affected Black America and why it's wrong, and talking about the history of blacks and where we come from and why we are so special and gifted as a people. You should catch her name is Jane Elliott. But anyway, she talks against racism. But anyway, quick story. So the station in Kokomo, Indiana, they were in a building. They had just moved to a new location. And so the area that they're in, it is let's just say it's Republican, area, or so to speak. It's a Republican town, right? And what happened, she was going in about Donald Trump and Republicans and the hate, the everything. And I enjoyed it, and my co-producer Darvio and my co-host Sassy, they was kind of scary and like, oh man, but I like that type of stuff because I like realness. Talk about it. Come to find out, that interview was heard by the owner of the building where the station was leasing from. The owner demanded that the station either get rid of my show or leave because of that interview.
What?
Yeah. And so the station went with me and they wound up moving.
Wow. Well, that goes to show that she is really stirring up some change. For sure. Yeah, they were like, well, get rid of the show or move. And so they went with me. So
I was grateful for that decision, you know. So, um, I think one of my, I've had so many great guests on this show. I think the funniest person that's been on my show, it has been several, and I can't pin it down to one person. We had Roland Martin. That was a great interview with him. The brother's thorough, very thorough. But I think one of the most funny interviews that I had was with Coco Brown, actress and comedian Coco Brown. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She had just received a gold star at Tyler Perry's new movie studio. Okay. And Oprah was there. Bishop Jakes was there. They had all the stars from the black community, Denzel Washington. So there's so many people there, right, for the grand opening of this beautiful studio that Tyler Perry purchased, right, and he built. Mm-hmm. Well, he built, you know, from the ground up. And she said that Bishop Jakes, I think it was Bishop Jakes. Yeah, I think it was Bishop Jakes or Oprah, one of the two, had said to her that, hey, you have a seat at the table. And what she took from that was that, you know, so many people, they at the table but don't realize that they're at the table. In other words, you're there. Enjoy the benefits of being at the table. Eat the food, communicate, fellowship, enjoy the benefits of being at the table. And I thought that was so powerful because I've been that person where I've been at the table, you know, in my life, in some areas in my life and some times in my life. And I'm like, damn, do I deserve to be here? But if you're there, you deserve to be there. So, exactly. So I would encourage anybody, if you're at the table, enjoy the benefits of the table. If you've been invited to the table, if you're there, you deserve to be there. You've earned your way there. So those are some of the couple of interviews I've had. Comedian D-Lay was funny. He had me rolling the whole time. My man D-Hawk, great interview with him. I just been blessed to just a lot of people. Mr. Talkbox, Grammy Award winner Talkbox. His collaboration with Bruno Mars earned him like 8 Grammys with Bruno Mars. Wow. So I mean, like, I've had some wonderful people on my show. It's just amazing. So no interview. I've never had a hard interview because I try to make my show comfortable for people to come on and just be themselves. Mm-hmm. One of my most recent interviews was Vinay Watson. She played the mother of the Fresh Prince of Will Smith out of Philly, the mother that came from Philly. That was his mom. She was on my show. She's a co-star on a new hit show, comedy show called Bob Hart's Abishola, where a white guy falls in love with an African woman who's a nurse. So Chuck Lorre is the producer and the writer for the show. Great interview there. The list goes on and on and on. So I've been blessed to have some amazing people on there.
Awesome. I met Coco Brown.
Forward Gray. It's just amazing.
Yeah. I met Coco Brown through this women's business, like online thing that we do. Kind of like a speed business type thing. And she had me cracking up the whole time. Like she's
hilarious. She's hilarious. And you know, that's my girl. I love her. I talked to her the other day, gave her a call, check on her. You know, she calls me, check on me, and it's just amazing to have good relationships with good friends.
Yeah. I need her to come on this show. I've been trying to get her, and then I get bombarded with these other people. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was supposed to get up with her. So I need Coco. You hear me, Coco? You out there, Coco? You come on the show.
I think she gonna get the message.
she gonna get the message one way or the other, Miss Coco. And I'm sure she remembered me. I was the girl that was boo-hooing on a little thing because they was saying some nice things about my books, and I'm just on I don't even know. It was just one of those emotional days. I know they were like, what's she crying for? But yeah. So yeah, Miss Coco, remember the girl that was crying in the thing? That's me. That was me.
Oh man, that's
But
amazing.
yeah, you're doing some remarkable things, and I wish you the best in all that you do. I know that you're going to be phenomenal once this all opens up and you get to go back into the studio and do your thing. I see you rising way to the top, and I really enjoy your
Likewise.
show. Yeah, thank you. I enjoy listening to your show, and I just know that you're the bomb because you're my friend. So for those of you that are out there, if you don't know,
Absolutely.
if you don't know Mr. Jeff Brown, he is from the Jeff Brown Show. He is a podcast, and he will be going back into the studio soon. But his podcast is on the top 100. He's like in the 50s right now, out of Cleveland, Ohio. So if you want to go on his show, how can they reach you?
All you gotta do is go follow me on Instagram at the Jeff Brown Show. Hit the link in my bio right now and go subscribe. And I'm telling you, to the show, there's a Linktree link in the bio. Just go subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, on iHeartRadio. It's all there. My website information is there. Just connect with me via Instagram. You can also connect with me on Facebook as well. My personal page is Jeff Brown Jr. So you can tell I'm always fussing on that page, and then on my business page is the Jeff Brown Show page, PAGE page. So you can connect with me, and listen. If I could say one thing to everybody, become the best version of yourself. What does that mean? Whatever you're going through in life, understand that you're going to come through it. I always tell people where there's an entrance, there's an exit. The problem is that we try to shortcut to get to the exit, but sometimes when we understand and appreciate the process of the journey, then it makes the exit even more sweeter. And I just want to encourage anybody that's listening today, listen, go get those dreams off the shelf, go get your goals off the shelf. It's not too late. Your dreams can become your reality. You're coming out, you're coming through. Go be the best version of yourself. Thank you so much, Teresa, for having me on this wonderful show. I appreciate you.
Hugs through the internet. Hugs.
Ah!
I appreciate you so much. And again, if you have not heard of Mr. Jeff Brown, go to iTunes, and where are the other locations?
iHeartRadio right now. You go right now. Just go ahead and just download it right now. I'm talking to you. Go to that app store. Go to the iHeartRadio app. Download it. Takes a few seconds to download. If all your gigabytes is used up, get some of them games off your phone right now, and add the iHeartRadio app and go to the Jeff Brown Show. TheJeffBrown Show. SHOW. Subscribe to the show. Leave us a comment. Engage with us. Let us know that you're there. And listen, we're going to be staying connected with you.
God bless you, Jeff.
Thank you
for coming on my
Peace
show.
and blessings.
All right, have a good one.
Talk to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.